What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at the new Land Rover Defender. This one is the 110 V8, finish off in Santorini Black, has an MSRP around $117,000. So let's go ahead and take a look at what is powering this off-roader. Now if you're looking for a six-figure luxury off-roader, do you think the Defender is the ultimate choice? Do you think this is better than the Mercedes G-Wagon? Is that more all show no go? And is this the true off-roader with that luxury aspect? So if we find the hood latch, pop open the hood, you're gonna get that supercharged 5-liter V8. This is pumping out 518 horsepower with 416 pound-feet of torque. Has an 8-speed automatic transmission, all-wheel drive. Curb weight on this is around 5,700 pounds, but it can still do 0 to 60 in 5.1 seconds, topping out at 149 miles per hour. With that, it can also tow about 7,700 pounds. Closing the hood, moving on to the styling. This is a sweet looking SUV. It has the full black package on it, so everything is in the gloss black. You got a really nice set of LED headlights. I like the square bezel with the black color. Got these square LEDs with the round in the center. Got Defender written out in black, gloss black upper grille with Land Rover on the corner. You can also see more of the gloss black for the lower bumper, and then this nice square shape for all this mesh. We have an opening here for some cooling, LED fog light, forward-facing camera, more openings down below, forward-facing parking sensors. It's a really good-looking SUV. It kind of looks like a tank. And then up on the hood, yes, some clean body lines all throughout it. This cool pattern with this like texture, kind of like a step. However, it is plastic, so I don't know if you would actually want to stand on this. But then we even have gloss black all back here. For the front fender, has a nice bulge to it around the wheel arch just to give it that classy design, and then all gloss black trim surrounding the wheel. Got a gloss black 22-inch wheel and a nice 5-spoke, and then a massive Brembo brake caliper up front. There's also some heat extraction vents back here with the name Defender written out, and then all gloss black for the entire roof surround. You can see we have a panoramic sunroof up on top, and then the skylights as well. This is a body color portion as well, and you can add accessories to it. I like the square shape for all the windows. Got your blacked out mirrors with the camera and turn signal. Handles are blacked out, same with the lower side skirt, and it's got a V8 badge down below. It has a really good side profile. It's super boxy. It looks like a safari vehicle, so it just has a really cool design that others don't. You have a nice square shape for all these LED taillights, all blacked out for the rear, and then the Defender name is written out on that spare tire cover. Got your blacked out rear bumper, massive tow hooks. You can also see this huge dual exhaust system, trailer hitch all throughout the center, more parking sensors, Defender written out down here, and you have your handle as well. So it definitely comes together. This is a cool looking vehicle. Now for the cargo space, this whole swing gate will swing over, and you can see we have a handle, a little bit of storage, and an emergency thing right in here. Now for the cargo space, with everything folded down, you can see just how much more space you're gonna get. This is a pretty roomy and practical vehicle. You can see those skylights, the sunroof and everything. You're also gonna get an air vent control on this right side, and a storage area. We have a 3-prong outlet down below. And then over here, we have the single air vent. You can also see an air compressor. This will adjust. You have that right there. And then popping open the bottom, the actual hose is sitting right in that bag. We have extra storage, tire changing equipment as well, and then this will just close nicely. Now we have a cargo cover, kind of an interesting the way they've done everything. It's kind of like a net here, but with this, once you get it hooked, you can just hook these sides, come over to the other sides, and do the same thing. So a little bit interesting design, however it does work pretty well for putting a lot of things back here, still giving you that privacy. And of course you have the LED lights in here as well, and you can adjust your suspension. Now from here we can easily close the swing gate, and then going through the side, these seats fold down nearly flat, giving you a ton of space into that cargo area, making it super usable. And then all these headrests are also adjustable to get them out of the way. So overall, very useful vehicle. Got your armrests and cup holders, storage nets behind each of these seats, and then there are independent climate controls all right in the center. We have air vents up here, plugs as well. Taking a look at the door panel, you're gonna get this nice tan color. This interior is called vintage tan. Looks really nice, contrasting all the black. Got this rubber material with these exposed bolts, lots of storage throughout it with extra speakers, and then you can see we have the perforated leather throughout the center. and just smooth leather all throughout everywhere else. Grabbing the handle, we can hop inside. Now at 5'11", I sit here pretty nicely, as you can tell. Good leg room, really good headroom as well. You can see those skylights and the sunroof. Definitely pretty comfortable. You can't recline the seat or anything, but nonetheless, this is a pretty usable car. So nice place to be back here for sure. And then as we make our way to the driver's seat now, you have the button on the door handle to lock or unlock it. Door panel's all finished off very similar. We have all the controls. It says V8 here, and the whole flooring is finished in the rubber material. So it's really durable, really rugged. Power controls on the seats, and then all this nice perforated leather throughout the center with more of the smooth leather. So honestly, this is a really gorgeous interior for being the utilitarian type of vehicle. Now for the steering wheel, you got a nice black Alcantara wrapped. And then firing up that V8. So this control panel will change depending on what you're doing with it. So if I just tap the center, you can see we're now looking at arrows. But from here, you have all sorts of things you can scroll through in the center screen. You can also adjust the info that you want to see in the center. So pretty nice design. It's super simple. And then if I go ahead and back out of here, the display layout you can also adjust, and you can see the depiction of what it would look like. So driver's assistance will change the whole gauge cluster as well. You're going to see steering wheel mounted paddle shifters, stock on the right side for windshield wipers, turn signal on the left with headlights. We have cruise control over here with heated steering wheel, nice leather wrapped for the airbag cover. And then there's an electronic parking brake, extra storage space, I guess your air vent, heads-up display, more air vents in the center. And I really liked how the tan kind of cuts through the whole dashboard. Now there's still more storage over here, and it goes underneath the screen. There's a plug or a USB. You can also see extra storage over here with a grab handle. And then for the center infotainment, this is pretty easy to use. I like these large tiles, makes it super user-friendly. And then you can see more things that will slide. You can also tap this for all sorts of different shortcuts, exiting out of there. Down below, we can adjust your fan speed. So tapping that, you can easily do that. And then we have our temperature on the left. And then for drive mode, you toggle this icon and they'll come up on the screen. We have an eco and a dynamic mode, and then all sorts of different off-road settings as well. Everything's touchscreen as well, which is a nice touch to see. Air ride suspension, we have the downhill assist, engine start stop, low range, a few more climate controls as well. And then if I go ahead and pop it into reverse, you got your nice backup camera, top-down view. Going into forward gear, you can take a look at all that. And of course you have all sorts of different 360 camera angles. So this is super nice, especially off-roading. You can see everything in this. Off-road settings as well, you can pop up and see a few more things like that. And then if we went back to here, you have your cameras where you can get a nice shortcut to all that. And then from here, we have some off-road settings you're able to take a look at. You can exit out of here, see a nice full screen of all of that information, weight sensing, and more items. So really cool stuff you have in the screen. Lots of storage down below, USB plugs, more storage here, cup holders, wireless charging, nice padding for your armrest. And we have the cool box in here. You can turn that on for nice cold items to stay cool. Over here, pretty good glove box. And then one last look at the interior. While this is not their luxury vehicle, this is super nice. Really cool place to be. Got all that glass up above, sunroof, shade control, glass control, and then the rear view mirror has the LCD camera integrated. So nice touch to see all that. All right, so setting off now in the Defender V8. So with the V8, you have some nice power. It's pretty peppy. Of course, there is still another trim level up to get even more power out of this motor. But when you're in this thing, it is a pretty sweet ride. So if we just go into the comfort mode now, this is kind of your normal default street setting. You'll have it in, of course, automatic. With the air suspension and everything, it rides really nice. While this is, you know, a luxury brand, this is more their utilitarian off-road style vehicle. So it's not supposed to be super plush like the other models. However, in the comfort mode, I mean, this is a very nice place to be. The seats are exceptionally comfortable. I love the two-tone. It just looks really good in here. There's so much storage all around. The visibility is pretty sweet. You can see the whole hood. You feel nice and high up. Very tall feeling interior. Mirrors all do a great job. Of course, I love the camera. Even with this gone and the spare tire kind of in the way, you can see out really well. So visibility is phenomenal in here. It looks really good all around. The skylights in the back are also a great touch, even for the driver. Just makes it look a little bit lighter when you're looking back there, and of course passengers back there. Steering feel in this drive setting, I mean, it does drive like a high-end luxury car. And for being well over 6 figures, it better drive very nice. And that is what I am finding. It is a nice place to be. If we go ahead and play with the display layout just a little bit, going back into the 2-dial, kind of your typical setting. This thing is fun. Even though it is a tall off-roader, you know, the suspension stiffens up, the steering stiffens up just a little bit. It still feels like an SUV, so obviously it's not a sports car, but taking those quick turns, flooring it, it is actually fun to drive. It gives you that on-road capability that you're gonna want. You know, if you're gonna be taking this on an adventure, you might be driving through the mountain roads. So you're gonna be on pavement, going through the twisties. This is a vehicle that's gonna be confident in that type of terrain, to where you're not gonna have to feel like you're in some big lifted off-road or swaying left and right when you're going through the mountains. You're gonna be able to drive this vehicle really confidently doing that. And then when you hit the trail, of course, you have a million different off-road settings, water ones as well for wading through deep water, and you're just gonna be able to tackle everything that this thing wants to do. So it is a nice driving experience. Like I said, the seats are comfortable. I mean, I'm in a great position. I'm not a fan of the Alcantara, honestly. I would stick with leather for the steering wheel. I just don't like the way it feels in my hands, and of course there's a lot more maintenance on that, but that is something you can configure in a different way. But the fact that this interior feels so plush for being kind of their utilitarian off-roader, it is a really cool setup. Going back into comfort, hitting these train tracks effortlessly. And then just slowly accelerating. In comfort mode, it's not as aggressive. So I like how the drive modes do a lot as well. When you really want to have this be much more performance focused, you keep it into the dynamic setting. And when you want to match the gas, you will have a good amount of power. So overall, I don't think you're gonna complain driving this. It drives like a nice high-end refined luxury SUV. It's super comfortable. The tech really isn't all that hard to get used to. I'm not too familiar with all the Land Rover technology in the screens, but it actually works really well and pretty easily. And this is just a cool place to be with all the drive modes and everything. It's quiet, it's comfortable. And the V8, a little pop on that exhaust, is definitely the way to go. It sounds so good.